Howdy, hi, and hello everyone. Welcome back to Noah's Nest. If you don't know what Noah's Nest is, first of all, hi, I am Noah. I will be your host. And in Noah's Nest, there are a couple things that I do. I will either create a couple characters, do something relaxing, just not have to use a lot of brain power. I will either do a how-to play with a TTRPG that I will read, or I do a topic that involves around the fantasy genre. That could be from movies, video games, and TTRPGs. And today, I'm going to go over something that I like, but also don't like. I am going to be going over different types of punks in TTRPGs. That means steampunk, cyberpunk, and all of the other non-noticeable genres in these different types of punks. Tell me in the comments how many times I say the word punk or punks, because I think it'll be funny to see how many times I actually say it. So, I'm not just going to explore the two specific ones, but I will also go to the lesser known ones. Each of them will offer like a different kind of lens on either them focusing on rebellion, technology, or even cybernetic implants, to even oil rigs and massive machines. So, what is the main idea of the punk genre? Originally, punk was associated with an anti-establishment movement, or you could say a rebellion. In fiction, it translates to a story that critiques societal structures, explore different technology impacts, and often focuses on underdogs resisting oppression. Punk genre tends to have a strong aesthetic identity, whether it is all grime, brass, mechanical with steampunk, or maybe even neon, wires, and technology with cyberpunk. The punk movement in fiction often asks, what happens when the world changes? But power kind of stays the same. And from that question, they create a bunch of different subgenres. So the first one is my favorite type of punk, which is steampunk. It is all the brass, the gears, and the Victorian era. It has advanced steam power technology where airships are soaring over sprawling cities, automatons are serving tea, or even scientists in waistcoats and goggles inventing amazing and confusing contraptions. This is mainly inspired by the works of Jules Verne and H.G. Wells. Steampunk often explores themes of industrial revolutions, social hierarchy, and pretty much discovering the world. But beneath its romanticized surface, steampunk also critiques the consequences of unchecked industrial expansion. Some TTRPGs that you could immerse yourself in these rich gear-landed worlds could be Victorian, Steamcraft, or even Lady Blackbird. Next is one that I don't really care for. It is cyberpunk. This is more neon, mega corporations, and hackers. If steampunk looks to the past with wonder, cyberpunk looks into the future with more unease. Cyberpunk envisions a world where corporations rule. Technology advances faster than mortality, and hackers, rebels, and mercenaries fight against pretty much the oppressive system. Think of Blade Runner, or even The Matrix. A world of neon-soaked rain, cybernetic advancements, and a constant struggle between control and freedom. The hallmark of cyberpunk is to focus on the relationships between humans and technology, often possessing questions like, when do we even stop becoming human? Some TTRPGs that could work in this genre could be Shadowrun, Cyberpunk Red, and The Sprawl. Now I'm going to start getting into the more lesser known kind of punks. Next one is dieselpunk. It is more oil, industrial, and noir. It is more grittier, more industrial sibling to steampunk, where steampunk is brass and steam, while dieselpunk is more oil and grime. Inspired by the interwar period of the 1920s to 40s, think of Art Deco, trench coats, the smoky jazz clubs mixed with massive war machines, experimental aviations, and detectives. Dieselpunk stories often explore themes of war, corruption, and the rise of regimes, mirroring a real-world history. Some TTRPGs that can capture that aesthetic could be Cthulhu, Hardwired Island, and even Airship Pirates. Next is solarpunk. This is more hopeful, ecology, and a brighter future. On the completely other side of steampunk is solarpunk, where it envisions a future where technology and nature coexist harmoniously. Instead of a dystopia, solarpunk offers a utopia vision of sustainable cities, green technology, and societies built on cooperations rather than exploitation. Picture vertical gardens, solar-powered airships, and people living in balance with the environment. It is a response to the grime predictions of cyberpunk, imagining a world where we solve our problems rather than succumbing to them. Some elements for different TTRPGs could be Dream Askew, Mutant Year Zero, and you could even homebrew some by making it a more eco-friendly future. I do have a couple more. I'm not going to go over through a massive amount, but these are a couple others that I've researched. Next one is Atompunk, where it explores mid-century science aesthetics, like a retro-futuristic rocket ship and Cold War paranoia. Next is Biopunk. It focuses on genetic modifications and the ethnical dilemmas of biotechnology. Next is Mythpunk, reimagining folklore and mythology in different rebellious ways. And last one is Hope Punk. It isn't tied to technology, but it's about radical optimism in the face of despair. So how would you bring these punk aesthetics into your TTRPG games? It's all based on theme and tone. For Cyberpunk, you want to make it have tension, have hacking, and corporate espionage. Steampunk, discovery, inventions, and a social intrigue. Solarpunk is more cooperation, world building, and problem solving. The more mainstream TTRPGs can help you adapt to these different punk settings, such as Dungeons & Dragons, mainly for Eberron if you want to do a steampunk themed. You could also do Genesis for adaptable mechanics, or even a bunch of different indie games that explore punk aesthetics in different and unique ways. And that's it. That's a very short episode. There's not really much else for me to really dive into. It's just focusing on what different kind of punks there are and ways that you can explore them. So, thank you all for listening to this short but easy episode. If you like this and want to hear more, check out the rest of our episodes from the past. You can check it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and pretty much anywhere else you can listen to podcasts. We've done one-shots with different steampunk or quote-unquote cyberpunk ways. We have done different topics about different TTRPGs or talked about how to play different TTRPGs. If you want to follow us on social media, you can go to TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, whatever. TikTok might be down by now. I don't know. I'm doing this ahead of time. At Creatures and Cantrip or at Creature Cantrip. We also have a Patreon and Buymeacoffee.com if you want to support us in that way, but you don't have to support us in that way. Liking, sharing, commenting, rating 5 stars helps us immensely to get more of you all interested and make our community grow. So thank you all for listening again. Really do appreciate everything. And the last thing I will absolutely say is see you, love you, miss you. Goodbye, guys.